What is up, YouTube? I've been kind of down the last couple days. Get my liver stuff started flaring up a little bit, and it just knocks me out. And if you ever take any advice from me, if you ever thought about quitting drinking, do it, because you don't want to get to this point where it's just like every month or two, just like I can barely even get up, I can barely even move. So do it. All right, back to more positive things. We're tying my new hopper. Still haven't named this thing yet, but it's pretty fun to tie. I'm getting all my samples ready to send off to Umpqua, and yeah, tying this in a size 10. Any hopper hook will do. I'm using Kamado hooks, K2302 number 10. Yeah, let's just dive into this thing. We're going to tie yellow. That's the color I've been working on. So you want to match whatever body color you're going to do, you're going to want to match with your thread, because there's going to be some thread exposed. And if you're like me, it needs to match. But yeah, so yeah, let's just dive into this sucker. So I've been buying a bunch of foam lately from Fulling Mills. Their 1 millimeter foam is pretty badass. I really enjoy working with it. So you're gonna want to cut a thin strip, fairly long, just so you got stuff to work with. I try to make it as straight as possible, but when you wrap it, it doesn't really matter. So you're gonna want to cut an angle piece on it. So that's about as thin as I'm going. And so cut an angle on this so when you tie this in, your taper is way thinner, because if you don't do that, you're going to build up in the back, and then you're just going to have a funky looking body, and nobody wants that. So we'll build that up with some thread just to kind of match the back. Go all the way to the eye. Take a little bit of your zap glue or whatever you use. We'll glue this sucker down. Fairly tight wraps, nothing too crazy. And then we'll tie this off right behind the eye. Pull tight, snip, and then whip finish, because we got to start back at the beginning. Or not the beginning, in the middle. I mean, I guess if you were good enough, you could cut across all that, but I'm not. So I start right dead center of the middle. Oh gosh dang it, I forgot to. Yeah. All right, so Fulling Mills. Been using their ant body, the hard. So this is the small. Tan or white. I don't know if it's small. It's 4 mil. It's small. So take one of these bodies. Anybody that's followed me on Instagram, they've known I've been tying with these a lot, and I finally nailed a hopper I like. So cut the end off so you got a nice, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it a. And then have that body back a little bit, like pretty much from the curve, another half hook back. So we'll give that a couple of really good tight wraps. Grab your glue, because it's foam. It's good to glue everything. Pull that tight. So this will have 3 segments, well, kind of. You'll see what kind of craziness we got going. So stay back behind that eye a little bit. Pull that foam body. Cinch that down nice and tight. Glue your fingers to the foam. So then when you pull that head as tight as you can and snip. Because we have to, okay, before we get to that, let's glue the back down. I don't necessarily know if you need to do this. I just think it looks better. And Zap glue dries so fast it makes it easy. All right. So when I first started tying this, I was doing it with just one segment and 1mm foam. I didn't like it. So I started doing, we are doing 2mm foam, and you'll see why. This will make sense. This is the only reason why I even do this is for the legs. And you'll see why here when we get to that. So cut a little angle on there, just like that. Go right over that, cinch that baby down. Pull that little tag tight. Fold that over. It seems a little goofy right now, but when we do the legs, you're gonna go, I get it. All right, so pull this tag in. I cut these long on purpose so I can actually pull that really tight and then cut it. And then you don't have any weirdness right there to have to work around or knock down with thread. All right, we are moving right along. So I use Midge Crystal Flash for pretty much everything. I don't like how bulky normal Crystal Flash is. Midge just looks better. So let's tie that in. And I'm gonna have to run to the kitchen here in a second because I forgot to cut a wing. All right, come on, baby. What are you doing? Be cool. Be cool. All right, so I've been using tan deer hair. You can use whatever color you want. There's just really no hot spot on this fly. So I'm using tan just so I can see the damn thing. I gotta order some purple. I kind of want to tie this in purple too. I think purple would look sweet. All right, give her a little tap tap. Then try to get all that under hair out the best you can. My kids stole my brush. I'm not sure what they were brushing. So I keep the tips just a little shorter than the back end of my hard body. So make sure you get through all those fibers too, or not all, but make sure you definitely cinch into those fibers so you know that you're locking that deer hair in, and that goes for caddis, for anything. If you only go through the same spot a few times, it's not probably going to pan out very well. All right. So the Crystal Flash, I go past the body a little bit because after it flares up, it'll match. All right. So now we're on to the legs. So this is the same kind of idea as the Thunder Thighs, as my fat ass hopper, but we're wrapping this all the way around, which makes it a little different, which is cool. Different is cool. So cut a sliver just like that. It's not very wide. So when you put this in, the tip of this will match the where we started at with the yellow foam. I just picked different spots just so everything stays the same. I like it all to be the same. So this is where we wrap all the way around. Boom. Something a little different than what everybody else is doing. Like, gotta love it. So do the same thing, match the back end, cut your angle, and we're hoppering. All right, so this is when I go through and I tie all my segments in, just so when you're wrapping forward, it makes everything way freaking easier. All right, and I get to run to the kitchen really quick, unless I just happen to have, we'll just do brown instead of tan. I have brown. But I would normally be doing tan right now. All right, so with your wing cutter, I tend to match my whole body with the same color. Okay, I got to do it. I'll be right back. Okay, easy breezy. Okay, now we got 10. So this will be 2mm over the top. The legs were 1mm. I don't know if I said that or not. Sorry. So we'll put the tan over the back. And this is with the wing cutter. If you don't have a wing cutter, you can trim and cut all this all you want. And just make sure you hit it with a lighter because it just cleans it up. So go through all your segments here and keep pulling that foam tight as you do it. It just makes it look better. Pop your knuckles, you know you're getting tight. All right. So when we get to the head, drop just a little bit of glue on top of that. Pull that foam forward. Give her about a 10 count. We're just kind of sealing this all together with foam. And then we'll trim that up. All right, and then we'll hit with the lighter quickly, and it just takes out all those little weird cuts and stuff. If you don't care, you don't need to do it. It just drives me nuts. All right, we're down to just the sexy floss. So this will be the small sexy floss. I'm using amber for this one. Sexy Floss and I have a really hateful relationship. I really like using it and it hates me. Especially the small, none of them are straight. You gotta really balance it out and find the happy medium. Cause like, yeah, it's good times. Cause like none of them are straight. They're all curly cued. All right, do the good old whippy. See, it drives me freaking nuts. Consistent is cool. All right, so we're on to just doing the back leg. So just do overhand knot. You got to do these different. With the one closest to you, you can do a normal overhand knot. The one on the back side, the camera side, you have to do it the opposite direction. Charlie Craven, when he did my Fat Ass Hopper article, he asked me if I did that, and I said absolutely, because if you don't, the legs kind of go all over the freaking place, kind of like right now. But these, I don't really have the best batch of sexy floss right now. Tie those babies on. Okay, I gotta pull that one off. That one's terrible. Can't handle it. Dude. Okay. I'm going to try to tie this in a 12 too. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but 6, 8s, and 10s, they're definitely easy breezy. There we go. That's better. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Got a couple little eyeballs. And yeah, that's it. It's definitely more like a stonefly. Stonefly hopper, the stone hopper. That's what we'll call it. But yeah, have fun tying this. I think it's going to fish really, really well. I like it. All foam. Have a good day. Peace.